Ladies and gentlemen, please throw your hands in the air for the greatest podcast on earth when it comes to music, sports, and culture. Disabled is Abled with your host, Eli and Fredy. So put your hands together if you are ready to get the show started. Let's go. Peace. Welcome to another episode of Disabled is Abled, where we, the disabled, prove that we can graduate from college.
Hey.
When we, the disabled, prove that we know everything about sports there is to know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We, the disabled, prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that our lives matter. Yes. I got Fredy and Eli in the building with me.
What up?
Clap that up right away. Fredy, Saturday is the big day.
Saturday is the big day. Walk that stage.
Walk that stage, man. That is a terrific accomplishment.
Yes.
We are so proud of you here.
Thank you.
Just because of the journey of what it takes, and you persevered through it all.
Went by fast.
Huh?
Yeah.
Said went by fast.
No, it went by fast.
Went by quick. I just checked my grades today. I'm gonna graduate with an overall GPA of 3.12.
Nice.
That's throughout all 4 years, and then this semester, just individually, I'm gonna graduate with a 3.64.
That means we finished real strong.
Yep.
Drop bomb to that.
Yep.
So that's where it goes. And
yep. Finals are done. It's pretty much senior week, so we stay on campus, do a bunch of events. Tomorrow there's a ball. Thursday there's a cruise.
Don't get too crazy now.
Responsibly.
We coming to the prom like graduation. Thank you, my mother and father. A headache. Yeah, so save all the celebration to after.
Yep.
And it will still be an amazing time. So, again, once again, we here at Disabled is Abled. Super proud of the God.
Thank you.
Now, let's get down to business.
You're listening to the sounds of Disabled is Abled podcast.
Before we get to this super NBA action, the Packers signed Jaire Alexander for 4 years, $86 million extension.
Yes. He's a cornerback who locks down wide receivers. He was their main cornerback to lock down wide receivers.
Okay, so they brought him back to secure the defense.
To secure the defense.
Does the Packers, did they pick up a wide receiver that is prominent that's going to help?
With the Adams situation, not that I know of. Not that I know of. The only team in the division to me that might be a little scary is the Chicago Bears.
Yeah. I think
maybe
it's time for them to make it a move.
Maybe Minnesota, because Minnesota always is just
pretty good. Yep.
But other than that, I do like this pickup and to keep their main defender on defense along with Aaron Rodgers, and they still have Aaron Jones.
The running back. Okay.
So
we're gonna find out if
sorry, not to cut you off, but the only problem is they lost their tight end to the Chiefs and they lost their wide receiver to the Ravens.
Right. So we're gonna find out how good Aaron Rodgers is, or if he just took the money.
Yeah.
Right.
Because at some point he could have played for any other team.
Right.
Put himself in pretty much a pole position to win another Super Bowl.
Steelers.
But he took the money. So let's see how that works. Did we talk about Tom Brady making $375 million?
No, but we can mention that.
Okay, Tom, do you?
Yeah,
to call football games?
I mean, he better be better than Tony Romo.
And that's going to be hard.
And that's going to be hard to do because he be predicting plays before it even happens.
Yeah.
But the fact that he made $300 million on the field, and now he's about to make another $300 off the field.
Yeah, well, I think he could have made more than $300 on the field, but he was cutting the Patriots so many breaks.
Yeah.
To keep the team relevant. But now he's going to cash out and make a $375 million.
Yeah.
And there's a war going on with all these networks, Prime TV, this one and that one.
Starting next year, all the Thursday night games are going to be on Amazon Prime, not on Fox or on
Amazon Prime. So you need Amazon Prime
to watch those Thursday night games.
We have Amazon Prime, yes.
Yes, we do.
We're good.
What's that? In other news as well, Drew Brees is talking about coming out of retirement because
I heard.
We met because earlier this week Landry just signed with the Saints from the Browns, and a week before that they just signed the Honey Badger.
Yeah, so they looking good. They're looking good.
So he's liking what he's seeing on paper.
Yeah.
With Michael Thomas coming back as well, who didn't play that well last year because of injuries. So he's looking at, but there was the difference between Tom and Drew Brees to me is work ethic. And what I mean is, let me clarify. What I mean is that Tom Brady TB12 regiment that Tom does is the reason why we knew for the most part he was going to sit back, think about the loss to the Rams, and then decide if he was going to come back.
Right. Now, with that being said, in Drew Brees' defense, maybe he stayed in shape.
Yeah.
Secretly. Because,
right.
He stayed in shape secretly, and now he's seeing the landscape like, this would be a great opportunity.
Right.
Even though Tom Brady's in that division now.
Right.
With that Saints team right there, it might be a great opportunity. And under a new coach. Maybe he got tired of Sean Payton too.
Yeah.
So I hope he stays retired. Yeah, they got a new coach. I don't know who it is.
Yeah, I don't know who it is.
I hope he stays retired.
I hope he does so. I don't know if I really liked him as a broadcaster though.
No, he was uneventful. It's like I didn't really know he was there.
Right.
He had a weird haircut too.
Right.
Like,
now, and like I said, just because Tom Brady's regiment is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like that TB12 thing is what's kept him around for so long.
Yes, absolutely.
You could see, and granted, don't get me wrong, there is clear evidence that Tom is not the same Tom.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a reason why he still is relevant. There was clear evidence as well that Drew Brees just didn't have it.
Yes.
In that NFC divisional game,
his
arm strength wasn't. That's why he threw 3 picks in the second half.
Yeah. That's
and Tampa Bay
capitalized
off of it.
Could he, if the defense was superior, could he be a game manager?
Right.
See, at this point, he don't need to be a super quarterback.
Right.
With a superb defense, sometimes he's still better than who they got there now.
Jameis Winston,
he's still better.
Yes. Now, and here's the thing: you could have on certain plays where Jameis Winston has the arm strength, to throw it 40 yards.
Well, you're not gonna go pit for pat. You're not gonna use 2 quarterbacks.
They did that the last 2 years, though.
But you don't do that to Drew Brees. You do that to them other quarterbacks.
Did you not see them
Drew
on certain
Brees
plays?
Did not. I'm not talking about a wildcat here and there. You're not going to be like, hey,
okay.
Drew Brees don't have the arm strength. And what you think the other defense is going to do? Oh, this guy's got the arm strength. Let's get another safety back there because obviously it's too predictable.
Okay.
Too predictable.
But I do have faith in Jameis Winston.
Yeah, I think now he got the corrective eye surgery. Let's see, he's coming off of an injury.
ACL tear.
Let's see if this gives him a great opportunity to redeem himself because he came out of high school very college, very highly recruited with great expectations.
Him and Marcus Mariota was the number 1, number 2 pick.
Right. So let's see where that goes.
We'll see.
And I'm hearing Deshaun Watson, they're gonna decide his fate soon. The NFL in terms of how long.
Well, I just hope they're fair.
Yes.
Because if you're gonna, because remember, with the domestic violence case against Ray Rice, that altered his entire career.
Yeah, I don't think. But see, he got caught on tape.
Yeah, that day. Okay, yeah.
So
good point.
He was pummeling his wife.
Yeah. That was clear evidence.
That was clear evidence.
This one is not.
This one, he beat all the charges.
Right, and
so now it's just like a misconduct.
Right.
2 different things.
So do you? So
6 games.
6 games.
6 games, I think, is fair.
Right.
And then they still have 11 games left.
And 2, this is a quarterback situation, not running back.
Yeah.
This is a quarterback.
Yeah, it's different.
Yep.
You're talking about face of the franchise here.
Yep.
And they still haven't got rid of Baker. They still haven't traded Baker yet.
Yeah, they still haven't traded.
They're gonna have to release him because I don't think they.
But now they're overplaying their hand. Yeah.
And same thing with Jimmy Garoppolo. You need to like Jimmy. Talking about for the 49ers because y'all both organizations are overplaying their hand.
Yeah, but
Jimmy produces though.
No, but here's the thing. They pretty much know they're gonna go with Trey Lance.
Yeah. Teams
so now you just have
teams are not gonna give you nothing for Baker because they know. We got the upper hand. We know you have to trade him.
Right.
So I'm not gonna let you hold on to him and play me.
Right.
I'll just wait it out.
And I feel like, on real quick on the Jimmy G thing, he's been productive for the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
He got them to the Super Bowl that first year, and he was very close to getting them to another Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true.
But here's the thing: I don't see another organization where he can go. Maybe Detroit.
Dude, there's always room for a better than average quarterback.
He is better than average.
He's
Well,
better
22
than average.
22 of the teams got their quarterback.
Well, then it's 8 other teams, bro. It's 30 teams in the league.
32.
The
32.
Jets,
So
the Jets,
it's teams out there who could use a season, and you start them out on the bench, and as soon as that rookie,
Right.
you bring him in.
Oh, I see.
You're listening to the sounds of Disabled is Abled podcast.
All I'm gonna say is my Yankees are number one. Clap that up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And all the baseball and power rankings have come through.
The Yankees are number one, and so are the Dodgers.
Yeah.
So are the Angels.
Mets are up there as
and
well.
So are the
Yeah.
Mets. It's the
This is-
first time in years, I think since like 2008, that both major city teams
Are on the top three
Yeah.
or
are in the lead the divisions. Lead
four.
every
Ooh,
single
that
one.
is beautiful.
So that's beautiful. Hopefully it stays like that. But again, it's still kind of too early.
Yes.
And I would like to see a New York,
I've had that before. It's overrated.
what about LA
The
one?
Subway Series, yeah, it's overrated. It's like you said, it's early. I haven't tuned into a lot of Yankee games yet because I've been into a basketball mode.
yeah.
Yeah.
But as soon as basketball season is over, I'll tune into the
Yeah.
Yankees.
So Aaron Judge is actually having hit a better season than last year.
Oh, that is great.
He hit his first walk-off home run a week ago.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He's making a case to get paid, but every player does this when their contract is up.
Yes, yes.
So we know this, but I feel like he deserves that money.
Yeah, he
Who
does.
else are gonna give it to?
This is New York City. He deserves that money. If Steinbrenner, the dad, was there, he would pay him already.
Yep.
Right.
The only player who's not producing as well as we expected to produce for the Yankees is Joey Gallo.
And then they move him to 9th in the lineup or something?
Yeah. He's low in the lineup. He's not really producing. And then again, I don't like Aaron Boone. Aaron Boone doesn't make any sense. Gleyber Torres gave you a 5 RBR game the other day, and then the next game you sit him down.
Yeah,
So when you
makes
bring
no
him back,
sense.
he's cold, and he's
Right.
not gonna do
And then
anything.
you're going to blame him.
He goes 0-4, and then you blame him.
Rizzo is doing well, too.
Rizzo's doing
Rizzo,
well.
yeah.
The pitching is doing well. Nestor Cortez is
Yes.
one of the best pitchers in baseball right now. The bullpen is doing its thing, so we out here playing good. I feel like we still need a few moves in terms of pitching, but and
Sure, up the
How's Cole doing?
he's doing Cole things.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care about Cole. He's just there to me.
He should be doing better.
Severino is the one that's impressing me.
Okay.
He's 3-0.
And the fat guy.
Yeah,
Who's the fat guy? Cortez.
Cortez.
Yeah, the fat guy is he's got
Yeah.
a nice little,
Yeah. Cortez has a good curveball, good
Good
slider.
curveball.
We've been killing it. Albert Pujols is the second pitcher with 600 home runs. The first
I
one
saw
was
that.
Babe Ruth.
I saw that. Albert Pujols had the pitch.
Wait, I'm confused. Hold up.
he
Say
had
that
a
again.
pitch again.
He had a pitcher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there was a blowout happening, and they didn't know who to take out there to pitch, and Albert asked to go pitch because he wanted to was a dream of his to be a pitcher, like before he
Okay.
became.
So now he's the second pitcher
So now
ever
he's the second
to
pitcher
pitch
ever.
Oh.
with 600 or more
Yeah.
home runs. Babe Ruth being the first.
Oh, okay. Nice,
So
nice.
he's having a good time. He's enjoying his retirement.
Where the Cardinals at in the
I think they're either second or third. They're like right there.
Okay.
And the Cardinals always compete. They have a good team. They
That's
have
good.
good pitching. So hopefully they make the playoffs. I want them to be there because I'm rooting for Albert.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it for the update.
and no Robinson Cano signed with the
Oh
Padres.
yes, Robinson Cano was released by the Mets
Right,
because
right.
of the contract.
Yes. And there was some steroid issues, yes?
Yes, there was some PED use issues the last 2 years. So they let him go, but they're still paying him the money. But then the Padres signed him on the veteran minimum.
Okay.
But then he's just there as a mentor,
Consultant, yeah.
consultant.
He won't get a lot of
players.
playing
Yeah,
time.
he won't get a lot of playing time. He's basically ring chasing to me.
Gotcha.
Which is good. It's fine. You know, do your
Does
thing.
he have one?
Yeah, he
Yes,
has one
when
With the
he
Yankees,
2009.
okay. Yeah, okay,
2009.
he did
That
get
was
one.
when I think after his rookie season.
Yeah.
So he does have one. So he wants another one. So
Okay.
and the Padres are doing really, really well without Fernando Tatis.
Oh, when does Tatis come back?
He should come back later, either mid June or late June.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So they're keeping it afloat
Yeah,
until
yeah,
he
yeah.
gets
They're
back.
keeping afloat. They look actually like really well.
I like it.
Really, really well.
I like it.
You're listening to the sounds of Disabled is Abled podcast.
Now let's get to some NBA action.
We are in the Final Four.
Golden State makes the Final Four.
Yes.
Official.
It's official. They beat up on the Memphis
I do
Grizzlies.
feel like if Ja is not get injured, it goes to game 7.
I think so too. And I believe Memphis has a legitimate shot to win.
Yeah, they need one
Talking
more
about them.
player.
You're talking about next year.
No, I'm talking about had Ja Morant been there this year, they would have had a legitimate. I still pick the Golden State
my bad.
Warriors to win,
Mhm.
but I think he would have put a nice scare in the Warriors
Yeah, shot.
because of his ability to get his own shot.
In big news, staying on the Golden State Warriors real quick. Steph Curry graduates from Davidson.
Yeah, he graduated from college after all these years. That should be a lesson to young people.
Yeah, still graduating.
Still
Even though you're
graduating,
an
man.
NBA superstar.
And he is the only player in NBA history to be on the top 75 list and make it to the Western Conference. Like
Yeah.
left.
Oh, left. Gotcha.
Let me
alright,
correct.
sorry.
Sorry.
I'm like,
Yeah, my bad. He's the only player left on the top 75 list to make the conference finals.
Okay.
Side note, Clay should also be in that.
Yeah.
So therefore, it should be, to me, the Splash Brothers.
Yeah.
But
He'll make the 100 team, but
on your point,
at that point, I mean,
on your point of college, his last paper that he wrote was on gender equality pay for female athletes.
I think that's dope.
okay.
So
Nice.
that's where he got his honor.
And I think eventually the females will get there when their league grows. Remember, the NBA has 75 years ahead of them.
Right.
And people think they should. It takes time to build that formidable league.
And
I think they'll get there.
and speaking on the WNBA, they just announced that they will be adding 2 more teams to the league.
That's fire.
Okay, that's fire.
Do you know what cities are?
I'm not sure, but I did read that they were expanding.
Okay, that's good.
In the next
'Cause
couple of
I
years.
do see them more on ESPN now. Like
Yes.
they're getting there.
Yeah, they get there. They'll be able to get there.
What other series do we have?
Boston beats Milwaukee in a tough 4-game series. Now, I'll admit, when Milwaukee won Game 5,
Yeah, and the way that they did.
and the manner in which they did, it almost demoralized the Celtics. I wasn't sure the Celtics would ever survive that.
Right.
But Game 6 proved, Jason Tatum played the game of his life.
Yeah. He went bucket for
And
bucket
then
with
once
Giannis.
they got it back to Boston, I knew Boston is a historic stadium.
Right.
It's hard for you to win a game. Yeah, the fans, the media.
And then Giannis wasn't making the shots that Giannis
Because he was
made.
tired. The game was Sunday afternoon. He played late into Friday
Right.
night and
Right.
had to fly across
And
country. And then,
He put up 44 and 20 in Game 6.
in Game 6, so he was really beat.
And
And he still grabbed 20 rebounds in Game 7.
Yeah.
But he was drained and he didn't have no help. Again, if Middleton was there, I think Milwaukee wins that series.
Yeah, and I think they would go on to the NBA.
So
Finals.
you got to be good, healthy, and lucky. That's what I'm always teaching Eli.
Yep.
And all those things have to play a factor.
And I think in Game 6 and in Game 7, Marcus Smart made up for his mistakes because he was the reason why
he
they
was the
lost
goofy.
at Game 5.
He was the goofy in Game 5. He made some ill-advised mistakes, and just that look of him at half court holding his head like, I blew it. Like this could be it.
Yeah.
And for him to redeem himself, that's big.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Miami makes short work of the 76ers.
Yeah.
That trade didn't pan out because it seems like Harden has just lost it.
Yeah,
Man.
Harden is not the same. His fit is not there. His speed is actually like decreased
Mm-hmm.
Right.
by like 25%.
Yes.
Since like his Houston days. His role has changed too. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's more of a facilitator now, and he was before. It's just nobody really saw it because he was scoring 50 every day.
Right.
He was actually getting assists. Like,
And-
he averaged like 6 or 7.
Yeah, and too, he's not getting those foul calls that he used to
Yeah,
get.
I think that really is hurting him.
That had a lot to do with it
because
too.
the majority of his points throughout
Free throw
his
line.
But
career
was-
has been the free throw. And that's why I kept saying over these years that, to me, James Harden is overrated.
Gotcha.
Because of the way he scored the 40. It would be like 30 from free throw, 10 from actually.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Especially in the fourth quarter, he led the league in free throws during the fourth quarter for years.
Right.
So he would just, that left-handed move, he would act like he swipe up. And,
It's muscle memory. So, like, he's going to do the same moves he's been doing for years that has been working.
Right.
And
Same-
but he's not getting the calls. He's getting mad because he's not getting
Right.
the calls.
It's the same thing with Giannis with the bully ball.
yeah, but Giannis made adjustments.
Yeah, Giannis made it.
But I will admit,
He'll, like,
from
pass
game
it
4
out.
to game 7, he did start to slowly revert back to
Yeah,
that
because
bullying.
the level of defense Boston was playing.
Right.
See, it really, you have to have the personnel because they was picking him up early and they had, everybody could switch on him,
Right.
even Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
So when you got 5 guys that can switch on you,
Right.
you can't even call a pick and roll looking for the mismatch. You see how Luka kept calling
For Chris Paul, yeah.
Chris Paul, like,
Yeah.
yo, so I can get the smaller man. You can't do that with Boston. And I think that'll be the difference why they win the next series, but
Right.
we'll get to that in a
Right.
few.
And then Grant Williams he made like 7 threes.
Yeah.
Out of body experience.
Yeah.
Milwaukee, you can't let him
Yeah.
open though for
But
17
that
and 0.
was-
But that was tag you in.
That was his, that was Milwaukee's form of defense. Like, they don't really, ever since they got Brook Lopez, they're like, they stay back.
Yeah, so
Right.
you're always going to have somebody who's wide open because Lopez is not going to go out there.
Right.
Yeah.
And it boils down to if they're going to hit the shot. Now, remember, he made his first one, and then he missed the next 6.
6, yeah.
And Milwaukee was like, good, keep shooting. And Boston was like, no, keep shooting.
Right.
And then he got his confidence, and once the second
Because
and third one went down,
even White, their shooting guard coming off the bench, he missed like the first 4 in the
he
first
missed his
half.
first 9 shots.
Oh, okay.
He was
my bad.
1 for 10 for the
And he
game.
has experience
But the
'cause
one he hit,
was
was
dagger.
dead.
Yeah.
so
he has experience on the pop because he's
But-
doing the same thing.
No, but back to James Harden, I do agree. He reverted back to his old.
yeah,
He
so,
go-
but I still say they won the trade only because they had an able body on the court. Ben
But do you
Simmons.
think if they had kept the original roster that they did, let's say they do get rid of Ben Simmons, but they don't give him to Brooklyn, or they just keep the
But they could have traded Ben Simmons for another player,
Or
but who?
CJ McCollum or
Had they done that, then I think they'd
Because-
still be playing.
right because I did like their original squad. I'm talking about when the season started with Seth Curry and Drummond helping Embiid.
They
and
gave up too much for Ben
James
Simmons.
Harden.
Because Seth Curry can hit shots.
shooter, yeah.
Drummond was another big body, whether you liked him or not.
Right.
He's a
Who
big
can
body.
give Embiid rest?
Yes.
Now credit to
And
Embiid.
when Embiid broke his face, you could have brought him in,
Right.
and Embiid could have had an extra day or 2 of rest.
Credit to Embiid who was fighting through injuries that entire series. But I still think he needs to elevate his game.
I don't know what else
you
you
want him to do.
30 points a game,
30,
12
10,
rebounds.
Well, so how does he fix the whole injury prone thing?
No, that's something different. He needs to eat better. But he did stay healthy relative to the whole season.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
thumb injury, that happens, and somebody hit him in the face.
Yeah.
That wasn't like a hamstring or
So
something.
pretty much it's bad luck.
Yeah, he needs to get a road dog. Now this kid Maxey,
He's a good piece for them.
but he's not ready yet.
Yeah.
Tobias Harris over
Jimmy Butler, yeah, and JJ Redick.
and JJ Redick.
Yeah,
You
that's
blew that.
that's
they
insane.
blew that.
That's
You
insane.
blew that.
They
That's
blew that
insane.
one. 'Cause
So,
he didn't even give you a 20 one game.
Yeah.
And real quick, Daryl Morey came out and said he is keeping Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
I do think
He can say anything.
Yeah.
Cool.
That
They
doesn't
can
mean he's
say
gonna
anything.
stay. He's
Oh,
saying
right.
anything right now.
so. What's the future for Doc Rivers?
I think Doc should stay in Philly. He I mean, Doc's a loser.
Yeah, no, I think Doc should retire. I'm sorry. And then bring D'Antoni in because they want D'Antoni.
Yeah, that's true, but
But here's the thing: you're gonna do the same thing with the whole dribble.
yeah,
I mean,
Dribble,
yeah,
dribble,
but
dribble.
you like him.
4 seconds left. Shoot it.
Yeah.
I don't know, cause like, who else is available? That's the thing. Like,
Right. That's
do
what it
you
boils
run
down
the
to.
risk like Boston did when they got their coach now, who actually is really good?
But see, they do have a lot of highly scouted assistant coaches around the league.
Right.
You just got to take a chance on one.
Yeah.
Right.
Boston took a chance.
Right,
And they got it right. They got it right.
I still don't agree that Brad Stevens deserved the promotion.
No, I don't think that.
That was bugging with that.
He's looking good right now.
Yeah, but he's looking good because he chose his successor.
True.
And he's looking good. The biggest game of the week and the biggest shock of the week was Dallas beat the Suns, and they were up by 50 in this game. 30
No, hold
halftime.
up. Okay. Sorry. Yes, they was. I thought you was gonna go back to the beginning of how it all.
Well, Luka came out and just took their heart.
Yes.
You know, immediately he just let them know that this is the end for y'all.
Yes. Sorry. You know what? Let me.
No, go ahead. No. You saw the entire game.
I saw the entire game, and look, y'all know. I told y'all 2 weeks ago. I said, look, if the Suns can get past Golden State, because I initially picked them to win this series in 7. Because I was like, it's the Mavs. It's because on paper, when you look at when you looked at the two rosters, the Suns were the better team.
Yes, regular season, but the team with the second best record since January 1st was Dallas.
And Boston was first, right? Correct?
No. Phoenix was first.
No, but
right. Boston was first
in the second half.
January, and then Dallas
was second. Right.
So that tells me that they were playing with a bit of momentum. It's sort of like you got to win 4 games in football to even make the playoffs.
Yes.
And you ready to go. So I thought Dallas has been in playoff mode a long time.
I initially picked the Suns to win the series in 7.
I think I did too.
They were going to go against my Warriors, and then they were going to lose that next round. They were up. Now, the first 2 games were blowouts, to the point where me and my dad was off camera. We were talking, and we was like, okay, I think Dallas will get 1 game.
Yeah, you're not going to win 4 out of 5.
You're not going to win the next 4 out of 5, especially because Game 5 and Game 7 are in Phoenix.
Absolutely.
And Game 3, they the Mavericks showed up. They hit 14 threes, got it done. Game 4 was a little bit more tight.
That was without Luka now. One of them.
No. Luka played all those games.
He played them all.
Yep. And they had Game 3. Chris Paul had 7 turnovers.
Yes.
And we both said, okay, that's an anomaly.
And that's not gonna
happen again. And then Game 4 starts, and you can kind of see the momentum slowly, like little by little. The longer the series is going, Dallas is picking up confidence. And Game 4 was critical because even though Chris Paul didn't have 7 turnovers, he got fouled out.
Yes.
And real quick, like.
And I think that was his first time fouling out of a playoff game.
Right. And by the fourth quarter, he was fouled out. And they won by 12. Game 5 happens. Booker shows up. He gives them 30. And pretty much carries them all the way.
Yeah, they get that token home win, yes.
I think Chris Paul had 10 assists. They win that Game 5. And then Luka said, now mind you, in that Game 5, 2 things happen. So they call a timeout, and you know how the opposing team has the ball, they like to get a free shot off. Booker interrupts Luka's free shot. And was like, give me that. And then Luka says some words I can't say on air. And then after the game, Luka said, "Yo, everybody, when they're up, they like to talk." And I was like, "Okay, interesting." Now you watch Game 6.
Yeah.
A piece of it. Can you kind of give me the breakdown?
Well, when it got to Game 6, I could just tell that this thing was over. Because
for Phoenix,
Dallas had made adjustments. Luka was getting everything he wanted. They kept calling out Chris Paul.
Right.
And because of that, and they kept putting these bigs out there. Last series, remember, they went small against Utah.
Right.
This time they went big.
With Powell and
it was creating a lot of mismatch problems. Yeah. And when they won Game 6,
he came to my room and he was like,
said,
I think Dallas is gonna win Game 7.
This don't look good because I felt he was the one player that could go in your building, in the opposing team's building, and win a game. And
Yeah.
did he?
Right.
My
It was
Lord.
the Kobe. It's the Kobe aura.
Yeah.
That reminds me so much of Kobe, like the way he would walk in and build things.
And your building is still your heart.
Steal your heart out.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
he
no
first
heart.
8 points, 2 step back threes.
Yeah, 2. Yeah.
Down.
And then
27. He had more points than the entire team by the first time.
that game
that
starts,
was ridiculous.
and then
I've
it
never
just
seen that ever.
I had never seen that.
it just escalated, and then for the Suns to be a dynamic 1-2 punch with Chris Paul and Devin Booker. Devin only had 11 points in Game 7.
No, you can't.
He shot 4 for 13.
And believe it or not, most of that was in garbage time.
Most of that was in garbage
I
time.
sat
The
and
last
watched him,
2 games.
Yeah, get a few buckets with they down 40. You know, ain't nobody really playing defense. You know.
The big 3, talking about Ayton, Chris Paul, and Booker, were combined it, I believe, 9 for 27.
It was bad.
And it seemed like it kind of reminded me of what you always said about Father Time and the Grim Reaper. I call him the Grim Reaper. He calls him Father Time. Game 3, the day of Game 3 was Chris Paul's 37th birthday.
Yes.
Now I thought because, like you said, he had been investing about $1 million in his body.
And overall, and I think that's for injury. So he didn't have an injury, but that has nothing to do with Father Time.
Right.
And it should rejuvenate you, but
right. And because he was investing money in his body, I thought, okay, cool. He'll be 37. They'll go to Western Conference. But it seemed like as soon as he turned 37, something. Because when you look at his numbers, through the first 4 games, he was averaging 22 points. He was only allowed with 1.4 turnovers, and he was getting about 8 assists per game. And he was doing the same thing, getting to the spots with the mid-range. And then games 3 through 7, only 9 points. He was averaging 3.8 turnovers.
Yeah.
And only getting about 4 assists.
Yeah.
Luka ended up getting more points than Booker, more assists than Chris Paul, more steals than Miles Bridges, who Bridges does deserve a little bit of credit. This just overall on his defense, but it seemed like Game 6 and Game 7, Luka was just like, okay, I'm bigger than him.
He was just unstoppable, bro.
I'm getting the shots, and he out rebounded Ayton the entire series.
Yep. So let's go to. I know who you have. You got Golden State.
I got Golden State.
And how many games?
I got Golden State in 5, and it's not because I'm acting like too confident or anything. It's really just because Luka scares me, and I know how great he is as a player. Now, granted, once again, I believe Golden State is the better team. But you just saw one player take out the best team in the NBA. Talking about record-wise, pace, all that stuff. I'm expecting. We've been undefeated at home. I'm not trying to jinx it. Knock on wood. We're 6-0 at home. I expect us to win every home game in this series and still 1 on the road. Ball game is done. Because if it gets to Game 6 or 7, Beholds are gonna get tight. Okay. It's gonna get a little too risky, and I'm not like it.
I have the Mavs in 6, probably 7.
Wait, you taking the Mavs?
Yeah. The only reason why I picked the Mavs is because Luka's gonna get Draymond Green fouled out for 1 or 2 games because he's gonna get him tight. He's gonna get a flagrant. He's gonna say something. It's gonna happen.
Okay.
Watch, and then that's gonna affect the flow of Golden State, which that's what you're trying to do. And the only reason why I picked that is because the way Jason Kidd is coaching them, he actually has a system. He's not just dribbling, creating his own shot and hoping it goes in. He does that still.
But the philosophy in which Jason Kidd, a point guard, has got him understanding how to read the game better.
Exactly. That's the number one reason why I'm picking the Mavs. Not to discredit Klay. And then I think Klay Thompson is done with Poole. And the reason why I say that is because there's a clip around.
Okay, that was only one incident.
Listen to me. We don't know what's going behind the scenes. Okay, there's a clip on social media that's going viral. It was in the
Game 6
series where they're running a play for Klay, and Poole is supposed to pass it to him after he goes to the screens. Klay goes to the screens smoothly, everything goes fine, and then he doesn't get the ball. So he's like trying to call for Poole to get him the ball before they come and defend him. And he gave up a wide open shot. And Clay was pissed, so he made like a face, and he just went to the corner.
So
So I think there's tension with Poole and Clay. We don't know that on the floor.
I'm gonna let you
we
know.
don't know that. I don't know that. I'm speculating there is.
Okay, I like
I'm
it.
speculating it's gonna ruin the flow, especially when the
I'm letting you know right now. You're overreading that.
No, I'm not. I'm not. Watch.
You're overreading that
It's gonna
situation.
mess up the flow.
I'm gonna let you know
Clay,
right now.
Clay's gonna be like, bro, I need my shots, especially after I run and do all these screens. I need my shots.
I'm gonna let you know right now. So what's the difference between Draymond and cursing them out?
Because
After
Draymond, he knows Draymond is not gonna shoot. Poole, he's gonna want to score his 30, get his 20. Like he's gonna want to like show out.
Yeah, that could be a very big factor.
And I think it's gonna ruin the flow, especially when it's a tight game and look, you're worrying because Memphis there wasn't really tight games. You really have to worry about like the clutch time. In the clutch time, I don't care what you do, either give the ball to me or Steph. Don't give it to nobody else.
Hold up. You do know though, Poole has been averaging about 25 points.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
And the more we get into the deeper part of the series,
you can't trust Poole.
the tensions will start to show.
Will start to show. The game is going to be closer because I expect this series, every game, to be decided by either 3 points or more.
I like it.
Okay.
Then the reason why that is going to be decided by one shot. Mm-hmm. And if they run the play and Poole does not do what he's supposed to do, he's going to ruin everything.
Okay.
So
since before we get to your pick, I just want to know who else on the Mavs is going to show up because this is because you're picking the Mavs. I just want to know who do you think on the Mavs do you think is going to show up besides Luka?
I don't really need one individual to show up. I think it needs to be like a group effort in terms of everybody. Like if Hardaway gives me 15.
Hardaway's out, but
Hardaway's out, but like I'm saying that for example.
But yeah.
If somebody shows up, gives me 15,
like Brunson or Dinwiddie.
Dinwiddie. I feel like Dinwiddie will have one game.
Dinwiddie needs to have a great game. Brunson needs to have 2 great games. Yeah. And the other role players. So I'm picking Golden State in 7.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna go 7 games.
I'm talking too much.
I think the NBA needs this to go 7 games, and if it goes 7, it gets scary. So I picked Golden State in 6. If you remember yesterday.
Yesterday, okay.
I'm gonna stick with that. Golden State in 6 because I think if it goes 7,
that's
the one player who could finish them off would be Luka.
And he don't care. We saw it the other day. He doesn't care whether it's home or away.
He likes being a villain.
So
who do we have in the Miami-Boston series?
I have Boston in 5.
I have Boston in 7.
I have Boston in 6.
A key reason why I'm picking Boston in 5 real quick is just because they're dropping their best. So the best player on the opposite team, their points per game is dropping by 10 points. Meaning, for example, in the first round, in Kevin Durant's career, he was averaging about 34 points per game. That dropped to in the playoffs. I'm sorry, in the playoffs. That dropped to about 21 to 24. Same thing with Giannis. That dropped to about 7. Just
So
average as a star player on the opposite team, your numbers are going to drop against that defense, and especially when Tatum is guarding you.
Yes. Okay, so we all have Boston in that.
The only reason why I pick Boston is because I'm a believer in Tatum. I feel like Tatum has proven that when he has to be clutch, he will be clutch. He will give you 40.
So you have Boston in 6.
I have Boston in 7.
I have Boston in 6.
But honestly, I really don't. I won't be mad if Miami wins. Because
no.
I know that
if Miami wins, that means they deserve it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Chris Paul's legacy. I'm not sure it's done yet, but I think he's pretty much cemented that he's a good guard, but he just can't win the big one. Not very few small guards can win the big one.
Right. It's looking like John Stockton.
Yeah. So.
Just in terms of John Stockton had great. He would give you the points. He would give you the assists, and now the steals. That was impressive for his stature.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and that 1-2 combo, because that's the whole Christmas Road always had only one star beside him, not a big three, not a big super team like a Golden State, like LeBron, where you have two legit all stars behind you. So if I mess up, my boy's got me. If Chris Paul messes up, he only got one more other star, which was either James Harden or Devin Booker, and the Clippers were the Clippers.
What do you think about his legacy?
I feel like he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. No.
Yeah, that goes without question.
I just feel like he's picked the right teams. Okay, and it's rare. It's rare that like players know exactly like when he did go to Houston, it was the right fit and it worked. It was just decided by that one game 7. And then I feel like with the Phoenix, he brought Devin Booker, like he highlighted what we all knew Devin Booker could be. So in terms of teams, he did the right thing. So I don't know. I feel like Wilson Man's legacy will be that championship, but I don't feel like you have everything right. Like the team is number 1 in the West, the best coach in the West. Like
he always has
is in your favor.
A team with 55 or 60
wins. You didn't get injured. Like
he took OKC into the playoffs, man.
He took OKC into the playoffs.
Like like the last 2 years, injuries have not been a problem.
Yes.
Like what other excuse can I give?
Which I'm fine with, because that means you played through the injuries.
Yeah. The only excuse I can give him is not joining LeBron.
Yeah.
That's the only excuse I can give him.
I'm starting to believe that's on purpose. Like LeBron just doesn't want to play with him.
Maybe.
For me.
No, I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like he doesn't want to play with LeBron. Because then people will be like, oh, the reason why you won a championship is because LeBron.
Yeah, but at some point late in your career, who cares?
Facts.
At this point, for his legacy, I agree with my dad. He can't get it done. It can always get you good enough with, like I said, 55 to 60 wins. I think the age next year and the year after, because Phoenix is paying him $60 million a year for the next 2 years.
Nah, yeah, $30 million a piece.
I mean, sorry, $30 million, but I'm saying 60 in total. Yes.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for a 37-year-old point guard.
Right. And he did honestly the last like Freddie said, the last 3 years he did possibly everything he could.
Yeah, and I feel like the only way they need a third star. I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
I don't know who that is. Get rid of Aiden, do a sign and trade, get anybody you can at this point.
Yeah,
and find a third star.
And
get rid of the draft picks. Do something. Get somebody to go with CP and Devin. That's the only way I see Phoenix.
And I would agree with JJ, because JJ said yesterday on First Take that they should have gone for Eric Gordon, the spot up. But I think another spot up shooter doesn't resolve those issues, because statistically during the season they were bottom 5 in free throws and bottom 5 in 3-point.
Well, Eric would have helped with the 3-point shooter.
He would have helped with the 3-point shooter, but he's another just spot up shooter.
Yeah.
He can't create and get his own shot. And by the way, if you feel like I haven't been going OD harder on Chris Paul like how I normally would, it's because people in the social media have already done that for me, so I don't.
And which brings us to Patrick Beverly.
Yes.
What do you think about the way he?
I'm impressed with his commentating skills.
Yeah, but I thought he got real personal with Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily.
Yeah. Be professional all the way through.
You
already pushed him in the back last year.
Yeah, last year because he was upset. Now, I only agree with 2 points that he made on all the morning sports shows, which was not the comb thing. I think that was a little too excessive.
Yeah.
I do agree because of Chris Paul's age, he can't guard as well as he used to 4 to 5 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Because we saw it in the first even in the first round
against the Pelicans.
Jose
was killing him.
Jose was killing him from 90 feet, picking him up and picking his pocket. And then even at halftime, you could see he was gassed.
Yeah.
So, and I do agree, the second point that he made, which I do agree with, which was in the locker room, because he's a professional player, nobody was afraid of Phoenix. As dominant as they was, Booker didn't strike fear into them. Them winning a bunch of games. And I even saw a clip of LeBron talking to Peyton, and he was like, "Yo, don't be humble. Don't Don't be acting like the big dog when 2 years ago you was at home sitting on the couch watching me win all these playoff games.
Yeah.
And now you want to. So, but other than that, I think Pat Bev was classless, unprofessional, and just way too far.
It was great entertainment. Okay.
I will, yeah.
It was great
ESPN
entertainment.
enjoyed it.
Yep.
You're listening to the sounds of Disabled is Abled podcast.
Let's talk about some things going on in TV world culture. The winning time was great.
Yeah, we watched
the finale. Was beautiful.
Yeah, the season finale.
Did you get to watch it?
I have not yet.
He hasn't because he doesn't have HBO.
After Saturday, I can watch anything I want.
Yeah.
You got the HBO app?
Nah, but I'll get it.
What did you think about the season finale?
I thought it was great. I thought it shed light on some things I already knew, but I didn't know David Stern and Magic Johnson had got together and decided that they was going to shaft Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
Because that was going to be used to catapult the NBA for the next 10 years. It was brilliant marketing.
Yeah, I find it to be uncomfortable for me because it was just like, yo, he only had like in the best out of 7, he's the first 6 games Kareem did his job.
No, it wasn't like Magic wasn't doing his job. Kareem was better. Kareem was the big one.
Yeah.
But the defining game as a rookie to play every position, all 5 positions,
and he did what?
Score 42 points,
yeah.
grab 15 rebounds, have 7 assists.
Yeah.
I think in that defining moment, the NBA saw what they needed to see. And that's when we got Larry Bird winning the Rookie of the Year.
Right.
And now we got Magic Johnson winning the
finals,
MVP of the finals. We got something, and they rode that for the next 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
Until Jordan came along.
Until Jordan came, and then they gave Jordan enough time to mature before the reign was handed to him.
Yep.
And I will admit, even though I didn't necessarily agree with that move just because, you know, Kareem was killing it, but you did see at the end where Kareem put his pride aside and was like, I get it.
Yeah, he knew. He knew at that
I
point
get it.
that this young man right now was going to be his time. So it was no big deal.
And the actors who played those roles was amazing.
Yes, I'm looking forward to season 2 of that. Doctor Strange movie.
Yes, we all saw it.
Yes, we all saw it.
I thought it was an amazing movie.
I thought it was, so I gave it an 8 out of 10.
I gave it a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, I gave it an 8.5.
Okay.
If you didn't watch, sorry to cut you off real quick. If you didn't watch WandaVision, you gotta watch WandaVision in order to go watch it because it's connected too.
Yeah, it is connected to WandaVision. I did not watch WandaVision, but Marvel
does an amazing job.
of like
bringing you up to speed.
Yeah. So the only reason why I get a 7.5 is because the storyline is a little weird.
Which parts of it confused you? Was it the Wanda's part or was it Doctor Strange?
It was Doctor Strange, like and the only reason why his connection to everything else. You know how Marvel towards the end connects it to like Spider-Man.
Right.
Like there was really no connection, and I was trying to decipher whether this meant there was a new universe coming or not.
I see what you're saying.
And that part confused me
because a lot of fans didn't like that either. Because usually, like in the first 3 phases, we saw Thanos come in.
Yeah, and then the X-Men coming in confused me, and then I don't want to spoil it, but something happens to them. Which also confused me because I'm like, wait, what? Like I didn't even know the X-Men was in this universe. Yeah. So there was a lot of confusion that really upset me, and the reason why I gave it 7.5 is because the visuals were amazing, especially like when they were going through the different universes. Yeah. The paint one, that was really cool.
I know Doctor Strange is your favorite, character. So.
Yeah, right now he's my favorite character. And that was a deep analysis. I just like the movie. I just like special effects. Popcorn was good. That kind of stuff.
You know they have Cheetos popcorn?
At the movie?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's fine.
Avatar 2 movie, we saw the coming attraction.
We saw the coming attraction.
Yes.
It was a teaser. It
wasn't really a trailer, but it was a teaser.
Please don't mess this up.
Don't mess this up.
Please don't mess this up.
Don't we trust the director?
I do, but sometimes part 2.
Bro, but like it's so hard to like get
part
close.
2, man. Don't mess this up.
But y'all know we got like another 3 movies after that.
I know, but let's not mess this one up because I won't want to watch the other 3.
somebody had a good point though about Avatar as a franchise. They said because it's been like 12 years, you don't see the impact that movie had didn't last as long as we expected it to.
Well, shit, it can't last 12 years.
No, but I'm talking about like you never saw like even after the movie came in, you never saw like a video game, toys, a cartoon show made of it.
Maybe he didn't license all that stuff.
There were toys.
There were?
There were toys.
I didn't see kids walking around with blue faces.
Right.
Yeah.
But hopefully this generation, if it goes right, hopefully they pick up on that.
I'm excited for that. And I'm also excited for Light Buzz You. That's coming out.
Yeah, that looks good.
I'm excited for that. Hype. Finally it's happening.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar drops an album.
Yes.
I like it.
I gave it a 9. I actually listened to the whole thing.
You give it a
3
9?
times.
9 out of 10?
It had a lot to do with deeper subconscious issues that was beyond rhymes and beats.
Yes, that's why I like it.
Yeah,
I
so
actually understood this one.
if you're looking for rhymes and beats,
see that might be the problem.
Even if you're looking for that, you can find it in there.
You can find it in there, but it wasn't blatant. This was a deep journey into your inner soul.
Right. Now here's and if you call it a great album, great. It just wasn't my cup of tea in terms of album.
It wasn't a damn. It wasn't a damn.
Right.
And I was it's because of his competitors with J. Cole and Drake. Yeah. J. Cole and Drake are gonna give me that rap.
But you know what? Rapping for him, he can rap rings around 95% of the people you know, so it's easy. Right.
Yeah.
It's hard for you to
push the envelope.
Okay. So that's why I gave him the extra point.
This is why. So,
I understand that.
After Damn came out, he said the reason why Damn came out was because there was nothing on his mind that he wanted to talk about. Like after Pimp a Butterfly, the reason we got Damn was because there was no issue to tackle.
Right.
But like 6 years or how long?
5
years. 5 years come. There's a lot to talk about now, especially with COVID and everything else. Like,
and to his credit, I'm talking about Kendrick. I will admit he's a lot more of a political rapper compared to J. Cole and Drake. Yes. J. Cole tackles it from time to time.
I agree.
But Kendrick is and Drake is a pop star.
I think the reason why I understand the album probably has to do with age now, because when Pimp Butterfly, I was still in high school, so I didn't really get it.
Right, same.
But I think it's the way he's like actually like he framed it in a way where like modern like young adults could listen and understand, especially like the song where they're having it's like an argument.
Yeah.
Oh, we cry together.
Towards the end of that song, he's basically trying to say where these conversations are the normal, but they shouldn't be normal. Like these conversations shouldn't be happening at all. Right. So like once I understood that song, everything else clicked after that song.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Because at first I was confused.
So do you think that song should have been in the opening?
No, not necessarily.
No. I just think like the message I didn't understand where he was coming from
until you heard that song.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. So,
I understand. Listening to both of your perspectives, I understand the whole reason for that album. I get a better understanding because I was so hyped because I'm thinking he's gonna lyrically, surgically remove or expose
to me,
everybody.
He says that they're below. He's bigger than that. They're below.
Right.
But I thought it was gonna be a double album. I thought we were gonna get this one and then something else.
Well, he combined the two.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's 1 through 9, and then it's another 1 through 9.
Okay.
Right, Billboard Music.
Billboard Awards. I heard that Giveon won Best New Artist at Billboard.
Shout out Mary J. Blige for winning the iconic
award. Nice.
Yes.
I think I saw Meg Thee Stallion win an award.
Yes, and Doja Cat won an award as well.
Doja Cat won an award. So
sorry guys, I honestly didn't watch a lot of that because of the playoffs.
Yeah,
I apologize.
Diddy hosting.
Diddy was hosting,
so I feel like he invited a bunch of people.
Man, made it into something.
Made it into
people actually
watching it.
Congratulations to those guys.
You're listening to the sounds of Disabled is Abled podcast.
So Eli, we have a disabled story for the week. You want to get to that?
Yes, we do. This is a Sports Center featured with Luka Doncic and Slovenia community helps save a young boy named Chris with spinal
Muscular
muscular atrophy.
Yes.
Yes.
Muscular
This stopped his muscles from functioning. Chris had 2 years to. The doctors told his parents that he had 2 years to live. And Chris needed a expensive procedure worth about $2.1 million to get the proper procedure to help his spinal muscles function. Slovenia and the Luka Doncic helped. Slovenia and Luka helped raise money to get the 2.1. They ended up getting double that, which was 5.1, which was enough. And he got the procedure done. And Luka Doncic and Mavericks invited him to a LA game to watch him play. He met Luka, he took pictures, and Luka ended up dropping like 27 and 8 against the Lakers. And now he's in kindergarten, playing, throwing the ball, functioning well with his muscles, and living a great life.
Let's clap that up, man. Let's clap that up. That's big when athletes can lend their hand, lend their celebrity, lend their money.
And they're going to be good friends for life because they're both from Slovenia.
I like it.
And now Luke is killing it. Now he's in the playoffs. Now Chris can watch him play.
This is great. Where can we be reached, guys?
We can be reached on Instagram, Twitter, and I believe SoundCloud.
Yes.
At Disabled Podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. We've got about a good month and a half left, guys.
All right, let's make it count.
Playoff time, baby. Peace out. Love y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please throw your hands in the air for the greatest podcast on earth when it comes to music, sports, and culture. Disabled is Able with your host, Eli and Fredy. So put your hands